Okay.
While we are waiting for everyone, let me introduce Stanislav. Thank you for joining our webinar. Today we will talk about types of mind frameworks, a practical framework based on the science of the human brain, psychology, and sociology. The webinar will be held by Stanislav Turchenko, psychologist, senior project manager. So please enjoy.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. And by the way, do we have Oleg, Alexei? Do we have Oleg just to?
Oleg told that to start without him.
Okay, fine, colleagues. Yeah. So one more time, thank you for joining, and hopefully this 1 hour will be important for you, for people around you, and we are working at EPAM with this framework here, solving different tasks during last 5 months. And this is first event, maybe the one of the most important for me events using this framework. Yes.
Stanislav, I'm sorry for interruption.
Yeah.
Can you resend the link for the rest of the participants?
Yeah, sure, no problems. 1 second. Let me resend. Maybe guys will join, and maybe you will help me just because I will share a screen. Yeah, I resend it. Yeah, just in case. Not yet to interrupt. Next slides. Yeah, very important event for me today. Why? Because we are presenting our healthcare community and the section of mental health, and we are targeting today's event for everyone who can or previously suffered from or want to help people around not to suffer from burnouts and anxiety, at least at work, at least somewhere that we can help with, like organization and like colleagues, managers, friends, and to people. I want to be focused on few slides. First one slides, yeah, they were prepared by Oleg Buchinsky. He has MD in psychiatry and psychotherapy, and it's important to understand the theory and root causes of like burnouts, stages to understand all these triggers and alerts. And it's very important because then we can just feel ourselves like in comparison with stages, and to look into our colleagues, friends, around relatives if we need to help them. And if we do need help with the burnouts or anxiety, we need to get rid of any other stuff and just to concentrate on to help people around us. And some, yes, other burnout triggers and so on. And today I will start with some work-related topics. Where can we look at potential burnout triggers of people? We can use our like project tools, yeah, our delivery central. We can use all our follow-ups, our meetings, using information from HR, from people partners. If we are managers, we can look at our people with whom we coordinate. If we are project delivery managers, to look at the atmosphere on our accounts, contexts, and we can look at these alerts just to understand, yes, people around us has something hidden or something visible around burnouts or anxiety and something, and we like our organization can help. And the one of the most like one of the most like triggers of burnouts or anxiety at work, at least, is this match between like people personality and like functions, tasks they are covering. So for sure we need to understand what is the problem for the person currently to help this person. And we'll use for today the framework that I've been using for 10 years. This is framework from the Dr. Catherine Benziger, based on the combination of knowledge between knowledge of the personalities, uh, based on different typology from the psychology and sociology, and the science of the human brain. Yeah, this is one of methodologies that combine these fields of science, and in comparison with others, it's targeted on our natural personality. So this is very accurate, and this is for 20 25 years is used for big corporations and all over the world, helping with solving different tasks. So just some context about this framework, how it can help us. We have four types of personality connected to the four parts of our brain. Yes, literally, you have front parts of the brain and like back parts of the brain. And we have these colors for more visibility and for more easy adoption and implementation around the contexts in our company. So presentation of these types. First one is the red ones. Yeah, this is right frontal part of our brain, and is connected to advanced creativity. To people very active, that like to change different things. Yeah, they are very great in multitasking. Yeah, they don't like and they don't good in some routine tasks, to sit for a long time, to talk, to do something similar for a long time. Yeah, they need to work, they need to walk fast to change the picture. They like to travel really proactively. Yes, and when they're traveling on business trips or vacations, yes, they want to change some pictures, and some actions. Yes, to change, not just to lie on the beach or something like that, but to be really proactive. These guys are really risky. They take this risk. They like risk. Yes, they like problems, and they are great problem solvers. Yeah, they have very great intuition. Yeah, they don't need a lot of information to synthesize. They can feel different data sources and streams of information and immediately combine it, even they don't understand that they're combining something there. That is called intuition. And from the like EPAM world, we have very good designers here. We have some proactive managers, some visionaries, some who will lead innovations, and yep. Next one, this is a blue one. Yeah, this is right back part of our brain. This connected to creativity of relationships. We always again see these people around in public transport, in bars and restaurants. They always are very loud. They are laughing a lot. They like shining with smiles and bright wear the bright clothes and so on. They like keep people to motivate and engage people. Yes, and they are like lead to all these parties around us and so on. And they're very good in the communication. They have intuition, but like with the verbal part. On the verbal triggers, they can feel people and they can feel the lie and so on. And they are people addicted. Yeah, all the time in front of them, like people, and then all this like money, benefits, and career and so on. So they're really people focused. And speaking about our EPAM roles, they are great in people partners and in HR, and very cool business analysts. Some PMs and delivery managers are there. So very great people in a communication and people motivation and engagement. The next one at the left back part of the brain, this is like focused for the on the logic of relationships. Very structured people, they place everything in an order, literally, on the shelves at home. They structure their list to buy something in the shop, to be prepared to the business trip or vacation. 1, 2, 3, 4. Everything is in the list. They follow instructions. They follow different rules. So they can create their own instructions and rules. And usually in EPAM, for example, in IT, they are great quality assurance. Yes, great operations, great scrum masters, some agile coaches, very structured people, and people from learning development, some people from HR as well. And speaking about the green part, this is front to left. This is logic of advanced tasks. These guys very often are introverts. They have very cool internal world developed, and they are very good data scientists and mathematicians and programmers. They like to communicate between real experts. They like these studies, research, to work on the group with like scientists on something. They don't like this a lot of communication and public speaking and all these parties and so on. But they are very great in collaboration of the small audience. They do believe they're like a very close network and so on. It's very important to mention for this framework that we have naturally only one part of the brain developed, yeah, and it's not about something that we can develop on some obstacles during the life and to make it like a dominant. No, from the brain perspective, we have for the whole life one dominant part of our brain that is 100 times more developed than others, and all preferences are connected to that part. We might have in the neighborhood of the dominant part of the brain some other developed parts. For example, if the person is red, naturally a subdeveloped can be either a green part or blue. Usually statistically around 59% of our population have developed two parts of the brain with the one dominant, yeah. And usually we have the development, if we think about this our hand, yes, the direction of our hand will be the direction of the development, natural development of the parts of the brain. So if we naturally red, we can then develop blue, but sometimes we develop green as well. What's important to talk about natural weakness? Look, our opposite diagonal part of the brain is our natural weakness. Yeah. For example, if the person is green, natural weakness will be blue. Yeah, because it's opposite diagonal to the green. And then we have in our brain not so great connected neurons between these parts. Yeah, that's why it's so unusual for our brain to spend some activities for some tasks related to our natural weakness. Yeah, so if we again like green guys and we are pushed for the public speaking, talking to people, a lot of communication, self-introduction, going each evening to some, I don't know, disco bar. It's an exhaustance. And when we have this unpleasant usage of our unusual, yes, this natural weakness, like part of the brain, unusual for us, then typically we have the potential for different diseases, especially in mental health, especially for these burnouts and anxiety and so on. As from example, if for some obstacles green is pushed to do something unusual, to be like a public speaker, yeah, he will be frustrated or she will be frustrated, exhausted, and so on. And this is all about that, yeah. Again, we have a lot of information. How does it work from the biological side? Yeah, because our brain use 20% of oxygen, rest of the body 80%. But when we are struggling with some activities that are not relevant to our part of the brain, we use all oxygen, all resources, all energy, and the rest of the body is weak. Then without oxygen, without necessary circulation of everything, without energy, that's why we are sick, and that's why we might face a lot of problems. We have very critical differentiators between other frameworks. For example, you can know like Myers and Briggs. You might note some other approaches to study personalities, but this is only approach to test the people really fast, to have a very clear result. This framework is connected to the science of the brain, and this framework works only on the positive sides of the personality. Yeah, so when we use it, it's only for something good, to fight against the potential mental health problems. Yeah, to support people with some new like offers of new positions, or to create some learning development plan, yeah, just to have match between personality and job and tasks and so on. Yes, and we usually work with people to understand very simple topic. I assume that a lot of the major audience of this event is from the post-Soviet countries. And I know it pretty well that when you're young and in the Soviet or post-Soviet like conditions, the system of education, the approach how to give you some first job and so on, how relations in family are organized, always to follow some characteristic of left brain personalities, like green and yellow for people who should know mathematics and something around their science. They need to sit a long time to study at school and university, study, because they should, yes. And from the routine perspective, a lot of obligations are on people, yes, if it's a kid or like young person or adult, but we have a lot of obligations at work, family obligations with some relatives, and we're always obliged to do something by the end of our life. Yes, and it's always like a comparison with society. It's always a comparison with some stricted rules and frames that we need to sit and to learn. Yes, we need to follow some rules. We shouldn't do a lot of things that we like, because it's not appropriate to this society, family standards, I don't know, district, city, country, and so on. That's why a lot of people that nature, because we are born without this shit. Yeah, we are born like as we are born, and sometimes we have people with red types of minds and the blue types of mind. Yeah, they're more like active and for communication, creativity, and energized and multitasking, and something like different, because we're all different. And when we don't have from the childhood and different this society, family, like job related stuff, we don't have the support of our types of personality. So from the American statistics, a lot of unsatisfied red person are drug related, and blue persons that are not satisfied are alcoholics. Yes, And the problem is, it's stated here that we have the so-called falsification of type impact. When we naturally try to hide ourselves from ourselves, and even during some testing and even during our life, we can spend the whole life hiding ourselves, but to be equal to some other personality. If it's a standard, to someone standard, to the society standard, to be like green or yellow, people can try to be like green or yellow, yeah? And unfortunately, they can be unhappy and satisfied with permanent anxiety and burnouts during the life, to have massive and permanent problems with their health. Unfortunately, the majority of strokes are on the left side of our brain, and again showed us a picture of this falsification of times. So in America, this problem is really huge, and they think that if government one day, fortunately, will direct their knowledge to this field of study to help really people. At the end, they will release huge budgets from the healthcare, because we have a lot of sick people, just of the reasons I stated before. They can move the budget to the people needs and to support them and to create more healthier, successful, and happier society. So they're trying to solve a big topics like all over the world using such a framework. And again, here you can see a lot of problems that might be faced if we don't match ourselves with the real life that we can do from our preferences. And just one case from these books, when the person naturally was red, but she was falsified as yellow for the, I think, 59 years because of unhealthy, dysfunctional home life. And she moved, and she lived as a nun, and she worked as a teacher. And then after this framework, she completely changed her life, and just it was released, and she changed everything in like 50 plus years. From the statistics, green profiles statistically have like a lack of impact of falsification of types, and this is good for green ones. But currently, this is the time to look at our test results, and I will guide you for people who have not completed their tests. Guys, we'll need it a few minutes later when we'll have some practice. Please complete it. You have link on our chat. Please use this link. You have 5 questions. Each question is equal to this one on the screen. So for one question, you have 4 groups of characteristics. Put 4 value 4 for the group of characteristics that is really equal to you, that is really connected to your personality right now, and then put to the other ones 3, 2, and 1. 1 means that this group of characteristics is not connected to your personality, really out of your personality. And do the same for all other questions. While you're doing it, or if you covered it, you can look at the sample of the result. You will have the major score, and this major score will be equal to your color. That means the personality, and you know right now about these personalities. When while you're working still on something like testing or just thinking about the information I gave to you. One more second. Mm, We'll have one more exercise to ensure about any possible shifts of your personality during years. So I will explain right now you shortly something more about these colors, the types of personalities. We have 4 slides, 4 colors of umbrellas. And I want to ask you to remind yourself the age of 20 years, just some period of your graduation from university and of first year of your first job. Yeah, and think what the type of personality can be like that time. And then it's important to compare from the test result right now what personality is matched with you, and how do you feel the change on these years, yeah, 20 years and current times. So while you're just thinking or looking at tests, some more information about personalities. So one more time about greens. Speaking about green, statistically, it's a majority of EPAMers, yeah, because we are just technicians and it's our in the DNA, yeah. So from the our world, from the EPAMs world, like all programmers, like QA automation engineers, DevOps, like architects, yeah, this is like good profiles for the green ones, yeah. Usually with the match. We sometimes have some great leaders with green yeah, personality, because we are in IT, and they developed some other types of personality additionally to them, like to feel very balanced and good. Yeah. And for these guys, it's very important to have surrounding of experts with whom to share their interests, ideas, and so on, because they only feel connected to people with whom they can just share something together. Yes, from their interests, you know, from the scientific research, from their like some studies and so on, and then they trust these people and so on. When we look at yellow guys, I usually speak about feedbacks, yeah, because for these guys, the feedback is very important because they follow 5 different rules and procedures. They are very structured guys, and the feedback is very critical. But like negative feedback, this is disaster for yellow guys. Only for yellows, yeah. And when you think about like your negative feedbacks to yellows, yeah, think twice, 3 times how to structure and how to appear with this information in front of them. About feedbacks, yeah, for green guys, for example, they want think about these feedbacks. If this feedback came from something, from someone they don't trust, they don't know, and it's not the expert, and that's all for them. Yeah, they will forget it and they will block this person, and it just blacklisted, and that's all. No connection, and so be very accurate. Yeah, when for someone you need to talk about, you know, and it will be the green person, and to work with this person like some negative feedbacks or something like that. Yeah, because it can be like end of the story of your communication. Speaking about red guys, and feedbacks, you know, they can be very offensive, yeah, if it will be negative feedback, yeah, but maybe for a few hours and not more. If it's connected to their personal goals, if they're interested on this topic, they can reflect and think about this information and maybe even improve on it. If it's not connected to their zone of interest, they can be offensive, but they will then forget about it, and the thought it shouldn't be a problem for your next communication with this person. About blue person, yes, feedbacks are important, but from the emotional part, and sometimes they can be like red faces or even to cry. Because they're very emotional, yes, and but negative feedbacks are very critical for them. And if you just yeah, uh, they shouldn't take it personal, yeah, because any negative feedback they can survive with, but just to keep good relationship with you, with people who are giving these feedbacks. So just bluer people concentrated. Red people, you know, they are very interesting. Yeah, they can drive business, drive initiatives, drive people. They like multitaskers, but they're not good on any, you know, deep scientific stuff to sit long time on, to structure, to organize, because they want to change. They like they very good in different like per sales, short term, stakeholders, managers, all these problems. They like problems, and they like to sort of crisis management. Yes, and speaking about something like design, out of the box solution, and don't forget again about their very cool intuition. Yeah, it's very sometimes it's you know, maybe what's statistically from my 10 years experience, and especially in EPAM, we have not a lot red guys, maybe 10% max. Yes, 10% max. Yeah, so very rare profiles, but very important to treat them in organization efficiently, because they can be 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 just great. Um, and blue ones, yeah, very important for any context, small projects and big companies, business units. Yes, people that coordinate all people's stuff and can motivate, engage, and can just absorb any negative stuff and to make this harmony. So harmony is the best word to describe this color. Yeah. And right now, this is like your time to think about the connection between people and your own personality from this test, possibility to falsificate, to think about the connection between your 20 years and current profiles, and something that I told you about the potential mental health problems, yeah, on your environment, people around, yeah. And I think right now it's more or less understandable, yeah, how does it work together, yeah. We have few interesting strategies how to develop ourselves in our natural types of mind, and to be more stable and more balanced with it, or to add some more developed types of wines that are around. Yeah, it's better to develop something that are near our dominant one. Yeah, not to work with our weakness. We need to know it. We need to live with our weakness, and we need to be prepared not to get some impact from this weakness. So very important, your natural preference and your competency. They are not linked. Yeah, preference one, dominant for the whole life. Yeah, as we discussed, competency that we can on some you know, desire to build, like the kid left-handed. Yeah, we can try to keep him her like right-handed as well, but still, like, it will be the competences. She will write with right hand as well as his left hand, but left hand preference, because it's for the whole life. You know, it's from nature. Few rules. Yeah, if you want to keep calm, be happy, and to be like in excellent moods, everything good, think about your personality and link everything in your around you connected to your personality. Uh, to survive in our complex world, we can think how to develop more types around us, and for sure it's like complementary brains. Yes, and we can be out of people that will destroy our harmony due to our personality, keep aside, and we still need people who can add some more complementary stuff. Yeah, so if you, for example, blue person, and you want to create something around like yellow part, it is like around you. Yeah, you can talk and more to spend more time with like yellow people and to look at them, how they are organized and so on, how they are structured, how they prepared to everything. And from that you will more coach your this competency like a yellow person. Some strategies, you know, how to work on these additional competences, additional types of mind, but you will read about it. We have few case studies. I won't stop here. For example, Alexei is here, one of our internal clients, and we had Alona Dashkevich from People Partnership. Yeah, they had some other topics to work with this framework. Yeah, about leadership team, about people on their practice, how to look at their managerial setup, to work on PDP and so on. But one of the parts of the feedbacks from Alona from the people partnership perspective was that it's good to work like against burnout, yeah, like burnout prevention and for better communication, because Alona took it for like people partnership and HR approaches and incorporated in the job crafting, working with PTP plans with managers on their practices directly, even without our involvement. Yeah, so it's a really cool example, and you can read about it. Yeah, and from Alexei as well. We have 500 plus EPAMers educated of it, more than even 15 events, I would say. We have our community, we have our knowledge base with all these details, and we tested it in Mexico as well, so different continents, and it worked great. Right now, we'll work on some more practical parts and answering your questions, but you always can come to me one-to-one questions. We can speak about sharing on your contexts. You can join our community because it's very powerful tool, as you understand, to fight against different negative topics around or to solve problems. Yeah. Then you will find some keywords from different for different colors to look at some bibliography of this author, to have some recommendation on books to understand more these clients. And right now, this is the time to look at some practical exercises and to answer equations. And let me look if we have any questions, guys. It's time to ask. Maybe we'll spend 5 minutes for it, and then we'll run some practice using the your test results. So please, you're welcome. Any questions? Any questions on that we've discussed? How to use it, how to match it with your test results, how you feel in comparison with 20 years and so on, and current results. Yeah, so it if guys you, I think we have like maybe 25 25 results, maybe one more time. Let me guys, what? Okay, from Ira we have, what if I have first place blue and second place green, 15 and 13? That's great. Yeah, that's great, because again, if you have some equal results, we can speak about it more, but the 15 like shows your personality, and hopefully you agree with it that you're the blue personality, and green, you just added something during the life. It's absolutely right, especially that you work in IT. Where can we read about these types, links to any materials? Yes, in this presentation you will find all the links to our KB page with all videos, with all references, with the research. At the end you will find all this big bibliography, so all good. I just shared test link. If guys you have not used it, please, it's like 3 minutes to test yourself. Okay, good. Dima, 17 yellow and 17 green. That is very cool. Good result because it's your left part of the brain very well developed. And here you need to answer the question. Maybe you can just to tell the same to the audience, because usually it's very important. Yeah. So Dima texted us right now in the chat that he has 17 yellow and 17 green. But we had this exercise with umbrellas. And what do you think? You more yellow or you're the green one? Yeah, because some of these types you might like developed due to the like education and your company roles and so on. So Dima, what will be your feeling? Who are you, more yellow or green guy?
I think it's more yellow.
Yeah. Yeah, Demand, if you like more yellow view, I think more linked to your like role, because usually from our statistics it's a very good match. And green again, because IT industry, I think you have a specific right now background, or like usually when we are on some domain, even not thinking about education, it works with it. Yes, Losh, 1 second, I will answer one more question. 1 second, what should be the difference between color results? If I have some, no, this is not, no, Andrei, it's no difference, just for you to understand that where you have 15, it's your dominant color, it's your personality, and I assume you can agree on it. Yeah, the other ones are helpful if we need to discuss something. It's more for consultant. If you have some questions, I can think about the difference and just to support you, but right now it's to make it easier. The main result, it's your personality, and then if you have some thoughts, we can. Yes, Alexei, yes, please, your turn.
One question regarding proper understanding of the passing this questionnaire.
Yeah.
If I give four number to particular question, does it mean that I fully match to this question or less? If I or opposite? But I'm afraid that someone considers that one is the most the number one as the most much to me.
Yeah, we have descriptions there about it, and I told, but thank you for your question. Yeah, you're
Yeah.
always accurate on this copy. Four, more equal to the person. One, far away, not connected to the person. So four is a boss for one question. Yeah, more equal and so on. Yeah, thanks. Okay, guys, then if you don't have question, I will maybe ask you some questions, and maybe to add more, not gamification, but more practice. Yeah, so you shared with me this results. Let me look maybe on some interesting cases, and I will ask someone to interact. Okay, Jeanette. Hi, nice to hear you. I didn't view any of this to be far away from myself. Is it possible? Yes, for sure. So it's not too far away, but at least not that far. So you can grade, yeah, 4, 3, 2, 1, and this good, yeah, and Janet, from your like experience and from your the path of your like career and like education, I think you are good on all these types, and some connections are with you on everything. But I think some dominant you can just yeah. Yes, something can be like stated as a dominant. From Andrei, one small question, could it be counted with devices? With devices, one day it maybe will move there. Right now we have only this link, and you can use these links, for everyone. If you want to test it and to share this concept among your friends, family members, please use it. Yes, no issues, because it's for us, it's for methodology, and you can share as much you can share. It's better. Jen.
The question is not with sharing. The question is how can it be proven by devices? I don't know, like electroencephalograph, for example, EEG.
Proven by these devices. This is let me remind. I think that you can look at bibliography, and if you will read this main book with these types of by Catherine Benziger, Ljosh, can you mute? Yes, thank you. I read some a part of this book because she worked with different scientists who work on the brain, and something I can recollect about EEG, but I won't lie to you. Yes, but they did some experiments while they connected these types of personalities with types of brain, where is more proven connection. Yeah, but just because of accuracy of this test and all this scientific research, for sure it's proven. But what was their approach to prove? It's better again just to reflect on these books from the bibliography. Yes, I can't. Yes, Mars. Yes. Jeanette Myers-Briggs disc, and they find that they often have three quadrants. I had it once at okay, with many room situations. We have favorites and under the strengths. Great question. And again, Janet, yes, it's the not opposite, because result in US results of Catherine Benziger's approach have been tested on population of Myers and Briggs and Disc, and they were like similar. But what's important, Catherine Benziger's approach connected to the science of brain first, then only for five questions, yes, and 3 minutes, because you know from assessments Myers and Briggs disc is enormous, and it's connected to natural types of the brain. We don't speak about any behavioral part about this framework, because it's very important, because we might, I don't know, live in different countries, yeah, work on some other areas, yeah, to meet and live with different peoples, yeah, all different contexts, and we have different assessments, blah blah blah. So here we skip the behavioral part. We are focusing on something natural. You just think like about left-handed kid. That's just from the nature, yes, and from this nature we're thinking about the best reference, yeah, with whom to communicate, what to do, how to live for more hour efficient, energy saving, yeah, avoiding mental health and general health problems, yeah, and we like a company, we can just support it, yeah. Okay, Jeanette, it seems also that we find a life partner who is the disabled. Yes, is there data that supports this? Yes, the data is my life. I am joking. Not only we have from these books, this research. Honestly speaking, again, just because Sometimes it's equal to the research. My first marriage, yes, a person equal to my color. I'm red, the person red. Sometimes this is very cool and interesting, yes, but then it doesn't work. Yes, right now I'm still red, and my wife like yellow, and yellow more closer to green with ages, and this is perfect. Yes, we are different, but we in a partnership and a love, we can give this knowledge and combination together. Yes, and to divide and split our like activities where we are better, and to just we can support and partner together. And from the statistics, the best and more stable and real like marriages like couple between opposite diagonal. Yes, but if we are for our life internally solving some tasks with our opposite diagonal, we are in a disconnection with ourselves. So our tasks, our hobbies should be connected for our natural dominance, but our partner, our like husband, wife, opposite diagonal for statistically, only statistically the best match. But best friend like we, if I have a few like one best friend who is red as me as well. Yeah, so this is the logic from this statistics. Yes, we have 8 minutes more, and yes, many thanks for so great questions. I will look right now different roles in the company and different test results. For example, maybe you want to discuss, but maybe I will find. Oh, I think I found. I think I found something good. So, Marina Shubenok. Do we have Marina Shubenok? Marina, are you with us? Can you tell us something if you're with us, Marina? No. So if it's silence, we won't discuss. One second. I want to find something interesting. Business consulting. P green red DevOps data analytics PMO. DevOps. Second, guys. Do we have Diana Hatkevich?
Yes, I'm here. Hi.
Hi, Diana. Yeah. So, Diana, I will talk about your results. So can I?
Yeah, I don't mind. Okay.
Thank you. So Diana is like from like cloud practice, and I think that Diana has this blue type of personality, very like I will tell extreme blue one, and on cloud, what is your role? I like an engineer on cloud,
Yeah, I
or
want to interrupt you because I'm a people partner at cloud
people
practice.
partner.
Yeah.
Ay, 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 ay. So you have a very, very, very good match. I thought you're like engineer cloud.
Oh, sorry.
Ay, my bad. Sorry, guys. Okay, one second. I want to find something really interesting. Okay, let me maybe.
So maybe you could look on my
Okay,
profile.
okay, okay. Yes,
Because
I'm.
I
Uh-huh.
just changed. I'm working in EPAM just for 7 months, and I like made huge change in my new role. So what is in more in my personality to check?
I think that for your role, you have statistically a very good match because we have the majority of PMO positions matched to the yellow. But you can tell maybe us more about it, yeah? Because you have yellow blue. This is two parts of the back part of your brain. They usually connected and they are very good balanced, you know, for some operational and communicational activities. So you're like should be very, very easy to adapt for any organizational structure, to follow rules, methodology, and so on. And as a core functions for the PMO activities. And you have very good communicational ability and you like to communicate and you're open for new contacts and communication. So it should be easy to adopt for this role and in this like our very like big multinational company. Am I right that 7 months should be like
Yeah,
fine
but
for you here? Yeah.
yeah, but my education and previous job was like R&D engineer in
No.
medical company and technology. Mostly I was like engineer to
Genial.
perform some researches, studies, and so on and so on.
And tell me the difference, please, where you're more happy and enjoyable, there or
So,
here?
uh, it was also huge multinational company, American one. Therefore,
Okay.
it's uh,
Okay.
difficult to compare in this way. Just I for sure know that like public speaking, it's maybe not for me.
Mm-hmm.
I prefer like communication, but internal communication, not like open
Yes.
one to
Yes.
huge audience, like little groups, but
Yes.
somewhere like behind the scene, not on.
Yes, yes, because your dominant is yellow and only next blue, so it's like a communication fine but internal. But again, green you have like 13. So for me, I think that from the comparison between engineering and
Mhm.
organizational role, more natural for you is this one, organizational, like PMO. And I think that to sit for you, for example, 1 2 days just working on some like scientific stuff, just to not to structure something or to follow, just to be deep in research and studies and to make some analysis by yourself, it's more energy wasted than to organize something, to organize processes, people, to structure, you know, to, am I right? But it's just I'm reading from your results.
Yeah, like I prefer to follow the some rules. I'm good at to preparing to audit, for example, when I know particular rules which I need to follow. So it's very easy to be prepared.
Yep. Yep.
And I really like to plan in everything to be
Yeah.
to be prepared to business trip as you said. It's about me, like what I need to do, where I go, where I eat,
Yeah.
what's the timetable for each type of transport, and so on and so on. But anyway, I really like to travel, yeah, and
Yeah.
I it's mostly was for read about to be often in business trips, in vacations, and so on and so on. So when prior to COVID, it was in my job, I was really happy.
Yeah.
But it's like opposite part, red one, to change the picture and so on and so
Yes,
on.
sure,
So
sure, sure. It's really opposite, yeah. Maybe one last stuff. Alona Sidler-Anak. We have S- Alona Sidler-Anak on the call BA. Maybe I don't have. And it's the end of our show for today. So again, guys, when you feel people around you just like frustrated or any problems and you have this framework, just share, just help them. Yeah. And if you want to spend some time more on this framework, we still have some places for future internal consultants on that, and any followers of this framework, yeah, appreciate it, yeah, because we will like aiming to scale this framework very fast across the whole EPAM, solving different problems because it's very powerful tool. And thank you very much for this warm audience, and yes, enjoy your life and think about your personality, and don't forget that you have only one life and you have a lot of opportunities, and to understand your natural preference, and as a company EPAM can help you on that from the working perspective. Yeah,
Thank you, Stanislav.
great. Yeah, so have a lovely day. Enjoy.
Thanks.
Bye bye. Bye.